Moving on to Reger's Weinachtstraum, or Christmas Dream. It's a little sort of mini fantasy on Silent Night. And I've found that as I play through it a couple times, first, the things you notice about the score immediately are that it starts out pianissimo. You don't get that very often, 3 Ps. And sempre una corda, so using the left pedal if you have a piano that is featuring that. It also does have hairpins, which seem to have to do with something with the movement again, right? Think about what I was talking about the hairpins before. It would be ridiculous if we sang Silent Night, right? It just doesn't make sense to be thinking of these strictly as dynamic events, which again, I'd say that most of us were taught that from the beginning, and certain method books, that's what they say. The definition of an opening hairpin is crescendo. But I think that in this case, Reger certainly knew about it, and he did write a poco crescendo in one place. Otherwise, he's just kind of saying the whole thing is sempre una corda. It's very delicate. And if we really take it in the manner that we sing this, it actually it can be taken, I think, a bit slower. My instinct when I see an effect like this, it makes me think of certain Lisztian figures, and I think, oh, I'm going to have to go a certain speed, maybe faster. But I would encourage you to just not be worried about that. But let's take the right hand's figure by itself first. It actually is this. You notice I'm sort of shaking them out. What I mean by that is I get these for each one is kind of going, let's see if I did this on here. It's almost like going, and then you can try this either on your lap or if you're on your own piano, you can kind of notice how you're going to shake this out and shape it. And because it's groups of 2 notes and 2 notes, or I should say there's 2 groups of 2 notes, and then there's another one, but we're in a 6/8 meter. That landscape creates some cross rhythms. So your body has to have a different rhythm than the music does. So it's because your body is going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then sometimes he changes that. Sometimes, like in measure 15, for example, you see you get 1, 2, 1, no, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1 is what the rhythm of the arm impulse is. So that's what makes this piece a little bit challenging, is to keep track of if you play exactly what Reger wrote. But notice that it is something you can cycle in and out. I actually like to group them in 6/8, meaning in 2 big beats. So notice I'm taking one arm impulse to the second beat. I'm going down, coming forward, down, up, coming forward, down, up, coming forward. That works pretty well with my English, huh? So notice that then the left hand, let's first isolate it. It's a chance to really work on your legato, or I should say your cantabile in your left hand. It is legato when possible. And right there in measure 4 is an example of how I often use substitution fingerings. So I encourage you to do the same, where you play this and then legato to here, change from 2 to 1, and then make the yellow as soft as possible. In a measure like measure 5, you'll see that sometimes you have to get off of the melody note quickly. Like this one can only play, he wrote a big stem for the quarter note, but you actually have to come off right away because the right hand is going to play the same note. So you have to play that with a kind of bell tone, meaning without the left hand it would be kind of like, at least for those two. Without any pedal, that would be about that long. So the halo of pedals really assists you in playing this piece. Here it is together from measure 2. piano, meaning soft or still, but 3 measures after that, it's pianissimo. So, but instead of repeating the whole verse, he alternates between the tonic and the subdominant. Then he comes to here, so that he doesn't string out the piece for very long. It's really like just a little morceau, just a vignette here. Now super soft. And if you're wondering about how do you play super, super softly, another thing you can do is to lean backward from your hips so that you're taking all the weight out of your arms in a place like this. Lean back, and you'll get out instead of allowing your arm weight to just descend in that fashion.